welcome to Gab and Jam, episode 217.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about the Artist Mentoring Program Revealed. We've been talking about it for a while.
Okay.
And we're now at the end of it, so we figured we would share. It follows up from our big goals from episode 213, our big goals for 2022. And one of the things that we knew we wanted to focus on was getting people to our music. We've spent time, of course, on the podcast, on the YouTube channel, and on the blog, but we hadn't done what we knew we could do for artist mentoring. For bringing people to the music, and we knew we needed help.
Yeah.
So that is where we started evaluating. There were a couple different programs that we saw that could possibly do that for us. And one of them was a cheaper, go at your own pace, kind of self-discovery type thing. And then there was the artist mentoring program, which we chose, which was more expensive, but it had hands-on with a coach every week. And they help you set up all the things for you.
Yeah, they did. I mean, so, and which was really good as far as understanding how to better aim your ads at your targeted audience.
Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to go with the pros and cons, and that was one of the pros.
Okay.
Is that we didn't have to figure out all of these different systems that all lean on each other to help bring people to you. So ads was one of the things that they set up.
Well, it's not just that. So that's why I was saying is that it's the first part is finding out who to send the ad to. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing that they kind of got us into was to find out what, how to find your targeted audience.
Okay, right.
So the thing you tried to do was to say, okay, these are artists that are similar to what I'm doing, and then you start to target that group of people.
Right.
And kind of based on the reactions that you get from that targeted group, you start to refine it.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So, we're just, how about this? We'll go a few of the pros, a few of the cons, and then some of the things that they help us set up.
Right.
And then there's tons more, but we put it in a blog post. So if you're really interested into the deep dive, go to the blog post and you will see a lot more than what we're discussing today.
Right, yeah.
Okay. All right, so one of the pros is something I just mentioned. They help us set up the infrastructure, which, brings people to your work, and that is multi-layered, and we'll talk about some of those extra layers. So the ads are one, and then there are other things that go with that, but they actually will set them up for you.
Yeah, but the targeting part is, to me, the most important part.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing just to have the ads, but it is actually making sure that you're pinpointing people who would have the desired reaction to the ad.
Right.
So that, when it goes out to that group of people, that group of people might say, okay, yeah, I kind of connect with that.
Yeah.
So it's finding the people who the ad is more likely to connect with.
Right, to engage with.
Right.
And so from that, you end up getting shares, you end up getting people to sign up to be a part of, street team, and, and then also comments. So listens and comments. Listens to your material and comments, and all of that stuff helps. It helps, again, find a home for the music.
You get the feedback. And so it's because now you're getting people who are actually interested. So to just give you a little bit of a history, before we used to do ads on Facebook, we just did ads on Facebook. And we would just kind of, target either United States or United States in the country X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And then, we would get comments, but the comments weren't helpful to us.
Yeah.
And that's because of the simple fact we were just targeting everybody.
And then the other part of it is what to do to follow it up. So that's the other thing, is that's just the tip of the iceberg. That gets them in.
Right.
But then they go, and I hate to say it, on a conveyor belt where they get to pick and choose. Hey, I want to join your Facebook group. Hey, I want to be on your email. Hey, I want to, so I want to go listen to your music. So it sends them all these different places.
But I'd still keep going back to the targeting, because to me, it's like they're not even, when you don't target, then the likelihood of even finding those people that are going to do those things
is less.
Goes down a lot less. And so you end up wasting a lot of money targeting people who won't be interested anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why the targeting part helps.
Yeah.
Because then once you've targeted a group of people who have already, in some kind of way, shown an interest in what you're doing or something similar to what you're doing, then all of a sudden, as far as the engagement goes, your likelihood of those people actually engaging goes up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, also, I'm just going to name a few things. They helped join us with a group of other bands via Facebook group, where if we had questions as we went, we could always go in and ask the question, or even see what other people's questions were.
Right.
So you feel like you're a part of a greater group, and there are other people who they're further along, or either they're not as far along in the process, and a lot of what they share is helpful and valuable.
Yeah, that's true.
To what we were going through. And then also they record the weekly sessions of the coaching, so that if they explain something that they had set up, they kind of walk you through it, and then there's always that to go back to.
Yeah.
So that was a part of the pros.
Because it is highly technical.
Yes.
So, I mean, and I'm sure we'll hit on that a little bit later, but it's not technical just for the sake of being technical.
No.
It's technical because that's the way that you kind of are able to hone things and target things for, to get the desired results that you're looking for.
And then also to continue to serve that fan. So again,
Exactly.
part of what our challenge was before was, again, even if somebody loved it, liked it, whatever, we didn't know how to go back and say, hey, how do we engage with this person a little bit further?
Right.
So this helps put them in containers that they actually want to be in.
Yes.
And then we can keep nurturing them as we go.
Or understanding, too, if they did like it, what it meant.
Yeah.
Because this kind of asks different questions.
Yes. Yeah.
Based on the fact that you did engage, to kind of get into exactly what does that mean.
Yeah.
Does that mean that you're just somebody who's just kind of passing, or does that mean that you might be somebody who's truly interested in learning more about the band?
Yeah,
So.
I like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go again. There are way more pros, so check out the blog post if you want to know more about that.
Yeah.
But the cons that we could see straight off, for some people, this is quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And but we're at the point where we would gladly trade time for money. We spent a lot of money on stuff that seemed like it was thrown away. So in our case, I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole trying to learn this is a whole new universe.
Yeah.
These tools, and I consider us to be tech savvy enough.
Yeah.
But this is a whole nother universe.
It is.
So you're paying that money, but you're getting well over the value of that.
You are, but it is a lot up front.
Yeah.
So it's a lot up front, and then there are also, I wouldn't necessarily say maybe hidden costs.
Because you spend. Do you want? Should I share that amount?
I mean, or you can point to the blog or something like that. But,
okay, so if you want more about it, I will put the amount that we paid up front, and then the monthly expenses that we pay to maintain the systems that they set up.
Because you got that, because each time that you kind of go into a different system, you have to pay for that.
Yes.
And
so that's a monthly, it's a recurring.
Right. And then you have to pay for the ads.
Yeah.
So, and then if you're running like
and then you have to pay
different
for the
sets of ads, because you might be saying, okay, let me try this type of ad, this type of ad, this type of ad, to see which one performs the best.
Yeah.
Then that also takes time, and it takes money.
Yes.
So, but then again, that's why record companies have a promotional department, and, and that's why artists complain if they didn't put enough money into
or time,
right? Because time and money is what it costs to do promotion.
Yeah, it does.
So
so that's one of the cons in some ways, but again, we were ready to it was worth it for us for our journey. It only lasts 3 months. The initial part, so that big chunk of money, that only lasts 3 months. So we're right at the end of it, and I feel like we're just now understanding why we did certain things, and we're just now kind of ready to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's over. So that's the part that is kind of weird, and if we want to re-up again, that is another chunk of money.
Yeah.
So we're at the point where we have to decide. However, they have already set things up for us that if we just maintain those, we will keep getting new fans, and we do like that.
And the other thing I would say too is that I think that the program is probably more tailored to artists who are probably millennial to pre-millennial.
Okay, that's
as opposed to post-millennial artists.
Okay.
You know, just simply because of the way that they're going about interacting with your fans and things like that. It's kind of meant to interact with fans who are really tech savvy, who kind of spend a lot of time, you know, with their devices.
Yes.
And, you know, people as they get older just don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, and not only that, it's just that, you know, people as they get older, get families, get all kinds of different stuff, just the amount of time
that you
have to, you know, put into being a fan of a group just goes down very low.
Yeah. And so what we're saying is that that's a con, but in our case, the fact that they were actually able to find people is, to me, it is wonderful. It's like a jackpot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and you know, we were talking about this earlier. It's like, you know, we kind of fall in that generation that's not the baby boom generation, but not millennials. It's kind of right in between. So it's that generation that knows about the rotary telephone.
Yeah.
But is also computer savvy enough, because we did come of age and start working when, you know, computers were on every desk.
Yes.
You know, and that kind of thing. So we kind of have the best of that analog world, and we kind of are familiar with the digital world. So we're a tweener when it comes to that, but I don't think we're as married to the devices as millennials and pre-millennials. Or post-millennials.
Post-millennials, yep.
We're pre-millennial. So.
Okay, so another con you mentioned, but there is, you must be prepared to spend that money, the recurring money, in order to maintain it. But again, for us, it you know, I made my peace with it. It's like, it is worth it, because every day we get people who engage with our ads, who are sharing our work now, who are going to listen to our work, who are joining our email list, all of which none of was happening before.
But the money part could be the easiest part for you. The other hard part is time.
Yeah.
You have to find the time. I mean, you know, so I'm saying that if there's one downfall, I would say for myself, as far as really, you know, accurately critiquing the program, is that I can truly look at myself and say, okay, I did not put as much time into it as, you know, I could have, and maybe had I put more time into it, I could have even got more. Yeah. So the more time you can put into it, the more you could kind of engage and do things with it, the more you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, because they give you just a treasure trove
I was about to say,
of
that's
information.
That is another con. I mean,
it's a plus and a con. You know,
it is.
Because you could be overwhelmed.
Right. So the trainings are so plentiful. So at first we were trying to go through, you know, one at a time and watch the videos and do the activities, and then you have to come up with all this content. And so for us, I'm going to talk about it a little bit at the end, but you cannot be a brand new artist and do this. You have to have already your commitment. You already have to have, you know, some idea of who you are and the types of collateral that you're going to, you know, your look, your sound, all that needs to already be in place before they get there.
But they actually have this process where you have to apply to be a part of it.
Yes,
and
so it's not for you.
They're supposed to actually evaluate that to see if it's best for you. So, you know, I mean, you always get skeptical based on the amount of money that you're going to give them, whether or not they would actually say no to anybody. But you can understand, based on what they expect you to walk in the door with, why it's important for you to kind of have a lot of the stuff already done.
Well, that's what they say. I just listened to the thing because I wanted to share the link below in case you guys are interested in actually joining it. And one of the things they say is that you have to already be serious about your work. This is not for the hobbyist or the fly-by-night, or I'm starting it today and I'm going to forget about it in 3 months, because it requires the big investment. And then they want to see that you have already put work and time into your and
to developing your brand.
And so and if you haven't done that, they claim they will reject you. So just bear that in mind.
Again, and I I can understand how you could be skeptical about that, given the fact that, you just can't imagine anyone turning away money.
Right.
So it's not like they're bringing you in for free and that there's an investment on their side.
Right. But then the other part is the more likely you're probably, to be honest, on just thinking about it, the more likely you are to be successsul.
No, that's true. And your success is their success. So that's the other aspect of it, is that, that's a big part of it. So it could be kind of like a friend of mine, we were talking about Federa, and like Federa bases are really expensive, and you would think, okay, so they're just overpriced, but from what I understand is that they don't necessarily make a lot of money off the bases.
Oh, wow.
Because they pay their people really well.
Oh, wow.
Because they want to keep good people working there to make sure that the quality's up.
Right.
And so that's kind of going back to that point, is that for them, it's like, hey, we want to make sure that we ensure the integrity of the program.
Yeah.
And how do you do that? By bringing in artists who are serious about what they're doing and already have kind of set themselves up for success, but just need this little extra to help them get over the hump.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the way that they position themselves.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we needed. So I'm not going to share every single thing that they've done, that they've helped us create, but I will share the top 3 things. We talked about the Facebook ads, so they do tracking, tweaking, split testing, optimizing. They give advice, on the types of content, and kind of set you up for that. So that is like you said, that is like the top of the things that have been helpful for us. Also, the funnel creation, and that's where it kind of sends people based on how they answer and how they engage to where they need to go next.
And that's, and each time as you talk about it, that's ClickFunnels.
Yes,
that's a different app that requires a different payment.
Yes.
So these are just things to keep in mind that, as you start to engage with different apps that are doing, or there's like Stripe, right?
There's Stripe, and then we also have Active Campaign, and then we have ManyChat. So there are quite a few things, and these are forever.
Right.
But
they cost money.
Yes.
So don't forget that part of it. You know what I mean? So they're forever as long as you're paying.
Right.
So I mean that's the part you gotta keep that part in your head.
And that's probably why they want to deal with more established people, because I'm saying, like with us, we spend money every month, so now it's just we know that we need to make sure that we have that put aside for that particular purpose, instead of willy nilly, hey, I'll do this, with it. But and then finally, email list creation has been wonderful for us. Because now, as of today, I think we have 120 people on our email list, whereas 3 months ago we had, I would say we had a good 8 fans total that we knew that we had the email address, that we could email them on a drop of a dime. Now we have these people, and every day new people are coming. So that's amazing. I'm sorry that, it may seem small for a lot of folks. That's amazing for us. So it was well worth the money. But if you want to hear more specifics, make sure you check the link below for the blog post, which is going to have everything in it, as well as a link for if you are interested in the program, and it will take you through the questions, ask you, to make sure you're a good fit. You will have to fill out an application.
Okay.
So yeah. So what do you think? Is this something that seems like it's a good thing for you? What questions do you have that we didn't answer? Make sure you check out the blog post though. And we'd love to hear, if you decide to try this process, what you think about it. Or even what you've heard about it, other than us. Leave it in the comments below. And what else?
And of course, SugarFit is, you can stream it anywhere that you need to stream it. If you want to get the CD, you can get it through CD Baby. You can get it through Bandcamp. So yes, anywhere you want to stream it, go ahead and stream it.
And ringtones. We now have ringtones for every song on SugarFit. So if you check the link below, there will be, the description below, you will see links for the ringtones. So that you can have a unique, funky ringtone for your phone. You'll know it's your phone that's ringing, and you won't think it's everybody else's. So that is wonderful.
All right.
If you dig the vibe and you want to be a part of the tribe, be sure to
subscribe.
We're wishing you love, peace, and
chicken grease.